everyone, it's Heather from Sailor Sky Inspirations, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'd like to talk to you about a subject that has been coming up pretty frequently in my life, and I just want to share my thoughts and opinions on this. And just a reminder that these videos are just my life experiences, my journey, my opinions. I'm not a licensed therapist or anything like that. So if you're seeking or needing help, please get the medical help that you need. So back to our subject. I want to talk to you today about comparison. If you find yourself comparing yourself to others, it can be so damaging. When we compare our lives, our journeys to other people's lives and journeys, that brings in a spirit of never feeling good enough, never feeling like you're on top, never feeling like you're doing anything good. If you're looking at what someone else is doing and what someone else has, and that you're not living up to the potential because you're not as good as them, you'll never be satisfied. You will never be happy with what you have, and you'll always be looking for more. Now, from experience with myself, I have found myself in situations where I'm comparing myself to others, other people's journeys, where I'm at on my journey, where they're at on their journey. And it's not healthy. From my experience, it is not healthy to compare your life to someone else's. And if someone is comparing themselves to you, that is so dangerous. If you have friends or family who pit you against someone or compare you to others or compare themselves to you, it is so incredibly toxic to be around people like that, because they're not seeing you as the person that you are. They're not there to support you. They are most likely comparing themselves to you and criticizing you. From my experience with being around people who are constantly comparing themselves to you or comparing other people to you, it boils down to one thing. And one thing that I've learned is that it's insecurity. If someone is focused on you and comparing themselves to you, they're not secure in themselves. That they are more worried about making sure that they're one-upping you or in this silent competition with you, that they are comparing themselves because they're just not happy with themselves. And you could be in a situation where you don't even notice that these people are in a competition with you or comparing themselves to you, or that this is even going on if you're not self-aware and you're not doing the work and healing work on yourself. Because for me, I never understood this. I never had the self-awareness or self-confidence to realize when people are doing this, that I was just trying to people please, keep everyone happy, have everyone liking me, that when these people would do this, and sometimes it's in like a subtle way, like you really don't even realize that people are like comparing themselves to you. For me, it showed up in more of a like one-upping, critical judgments, critical comments, just an overall like nasty tone. And it wasn't till later that I realized that these people are comparing their life to my life, and not only just my life, like everyone around them, they were doing this too, because they were just so unhappy. They were never happy for anyone when they were successful or doing anything successful. Like you could just tell the minute that someone revealed something that they were, like happy news, that this person would just sink down, and you could just feel that energy and that tension of like just anger and upset, because I'm assuming it was jealousy. And to me, whenever jealousy or envy comes into a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, it's doomed. Unless you can overcome jealousy and envy that leads to comparison and not feeling happy and not feeling good enough because you're comparing yourself to what other people have instead of enjoying what you have, focusing on what you have, and growing what you have, you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be happy with what you have. You're always going to be wanting more because let's face it, there's always going to be someone who's better than you, better looking than you, more fit than you, have more wealth than you, have more success than you. Always. There's always going to be someone who is doing better. So to get that out of your head that, hey, I'm not always going to be the best, that if you're solely focused on, I have to be the top dog, I have to be the best at something, I have to be superior in order to be happy, you're going to be unhappy because you're never going to be at the top. Everybody's life goes in cycles where you have ups, you have pits and valleys, you have successes, you have failures. Every human being on this planet goes through that. It's part of the human experience. So if you're constantly comparing your life to others, you'll never be satisfied. You will never be happy. And it will just cause turmoil in your relationships because even in a relationship, if you're comparing other relationships to your relationship, your partner will never be good enough for you. Nothing will be good enough for you. So where do I think this comes from? Now, I am not a psychologist or anything like that. We discussed that. But I think this type of thinking is definitely a childhood wound or trauma that somewhere along the line, someone was fed that they were not good enough. They were either compared to a sibling or a cousin, told that, oh, so-and-so's doing this and you should be doing this, and it's stuck. So if you are facing that issue with comparing your life to other people's lives, that you're not where you should be because so-and-so is where they're at and blah, 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 really take a step back and look and try to figure out where that insecurity, because that's what it is, where it's coming from. Why are you not satisfied with what you have? Why can you not be satisfied with where you're at? And why do you feel the need to compare yourself to where other people are in their journey? Because it's just not, it's not going to work. It's very toxic and negative to put that kind of pressure on yourself because none of us are the same. We're all different. We all have different life purposes. We all have different gifts and abilities. No two are the same. So where someone may be gifted in one area of life, you may not be gifted in that area of life. So let's just give an example. So there's someone who is really gifted in a business aspect, and they've really grew their business. It's huge. They have a large home and multiple properties, and they vacation every day, and you have a 9-to-5 job. You love your 9-to-5 job too, but your 9-to-5 job does not pay or make the money that this other person's business does. And you may think, oh, this person has such a great life. They have this big house, this business that's booming. They are just great. And I'm here working my 9-to-5, living in my modest size home with just one house and one car. And we take a little weekend trip every year. We're not taking big, lavish vacations. So what you're not seeing by comparing yourself to that other person is that you're not seeing maybe the work that they're putting in extra. So you might work 9 to 5, but this person might work, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, not see their family, and maybe feels really lonely, where you are fulfilled in your little home and you get to come home and spend time with your family, more time. It's easier for you to take care of your home because it's small. Like, we just don't know what other people are going through. So it just doesn't even make sense to compare your life to someone else's. What I'm trying to say is, and this is a lesson that I had to learn myself, because we all do it. We all compare. We all sometimes get stuck in these judgments. We all get down on ourselves. It's a normal human reaction to do that. It's coming out of it and teaching yourself that we shouldn't compare our lives to other people's lives. We need to focus on the here and now, focus on our lives, focus on what we can control and what we can change in our own surroundings, our own personal lives, how we can be successful, and along the way to support others in their journey and not look at them as a competition or in a critical light. It's feeling good enough with where we're at and the work that we've put in to ourselves without judging, comparing, competing with other people, because it's just not fun. It's not good. It's toxic. If you're ever dealing with people like this, it just drowns everything. It's just intolerable. It's so hard to be around these people. They're just never happy. They're never happy for anyone else who's being successful. It's getting in the mindset of you can be happy for other people's success. You can be happy for them because you will have your success at your own time. And knowing that if you're celebrating these people for their successes, yours will come too, and they will celebrate you as well. So that is what I wanted to share with you today about comparison. Don't let comparison be the thief of joy, because it will absolutely suck all of the joy out of every day, every moment. If you can't enjoy the moment for what it is without comparing yourself to others, it's just not going to work. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to put out more content like this, so keep an eye on the video, like and subscribe, and I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.